For those of you who don't know me, please leave. All right, I'm Allie. I'm Hannah's one and only older sister. And so I figured there was no better place to start than the beginning. Mostly because up until that point, I was living the best days of my life. The day Hannah was born. I was the only child, grandchild, and stunt child on both sides for many years. Believe it or not, I may have been a little spoiled. I remember marching into the hospital room, jumping on the bed with Mom, asking her, "Where's the new kid?" Dad brought Hannah over to the bed, and I gently shoved her away. Not today. Fast forward a few days to my first attempt to try to kill Hannah. We were napping on the bed upstairs. She started to fuss a little. So I picked Hannah up in a headlock, brought her downstairs, and told Mom, "Your baby's crying." So growing up, Hannah and I were 4 years apart. Hannah always seemed to be in tow, tripping and stumbling behind me. I remember a camping trip that we took with our stunt parents, Dan and Christy, wherever you are. Christy and I decided to kill time. We were going to count the times Hannah fell that day. We were exhausted and lost count by lunch. Every single time we turned around, Hannah was on the ground. Filthy, dirty, scraped up, bruises everywhere. At one point, Hannah broke 2 arms, cracked her skull open in 1 year. If you spent 5 minutes in a restaurant with Hannah, you would know what I'm talking about. You would be wearing your drink and Hannah's drink in minutes. So Hannah and I took dance classes together when she was about 3 or 4 years old. And, we did dance classes every day after school or whatever. When it came time to the recital, I remember being backstage. Mom said, "Hey, Al, can you keep an eye on Hannah? I'm going to go sit down, find my seat. Just make sure she doesn't get messed up." Noted. Out come all the perfect little gumdrop fairies. Tulled skirts, white tights, perfectly coiffed hair. And then Hannah. Hannah, I'm going to steal this one from my husband, looks like she crawled out of a trunk in Vegas. Ripped tights, black knees, hair stuck to her face, in all her glory, Hannah. Growing up, Hannah and I used to fight like banshees, hair pulling, kicking, screaming. Hannah actually had razor blades for fingernails, so I always had full lacerations on my arm. I got pretty good at dodging projectiles such as the TV remote, cordless phone, knives. If it wasn't bolted down, it was probably flying at my head. I still have a scar on my arm from the time Hannah buried a number 2 Ticonderoga tip in my arm. As the years went on, we grew older. We continued to fight as sisters do. That's until Hannah began to master the art of blackmail. Allie, I won't tell Mom about the beer in your closet if I can go to the movie with your friends. Allie, I won't tell Dad you snuck out last night if you clean my room. Well, if you know me, I don't stoop that low. So I was grounded a lot. Hannah, you're welcome for wearing Mom and down so bad that you could do literally whatever you wanted. You squandered that opportunity, and I'm disappointed. When I moved home from school from the U of I, Hannah was just graduating high school and started to work at a coffee stand in town. This prompted Hannah's decision to open her own Silverhorn Coffee. She killed it at every turn, but ultimately she got the same as I did, came to work for the family as my assistant. While working as my assistant, Hannah made sure I had coffee on my desk every morning, placing orders and placing her feet on my desk. Right before the bottom fell out of everything, she would tell me, "Well, I triple-checked that." No, you didn't. And this is why Hannah was fired daily. But when I went on maternity leave in the summer of 21, Hannah picked up all the pieces for me. And my pregnancy knew mom brain. Eventually, she picked it up, started excelling so quickly that she's now the boss of me. October of 2021, Hannah took our cousins visiting from San Francisco out on the town to a local bar here in Hayden that we know and love, Rusty's. The next morning, our cousin Taylor mentioned Hannah was hitting it off with a guy in overalls. Enter Jack, a guy from Sandpoint that Hannah had over a dozen mutual friends with, frequented the same parties in high school and college, but never actually met each other. Jack, I'm glad you have better taste in women than you do sunglasses. You look lovely tonight, but... At the time, Jack was living in Montana, so at first they only saw each other every few weeks. Hannah would leave work on a Friday, drive over, stay in his trailer, and vice versa. Eventually, as it started to get more serious, Jack was coming home every chance he got, driving home on, Bang, whatever it was that you drank, at 2 a.m, sometimes just to be there when Hannah woke up. Our families connected instantly, with quite a few mutual friends in Sandpoint, 2 bitchy older sisters named Allie, who bonded instantly over the fact that Allie with a Y really wanted a little sister. So she nicknamed Jack Mary. And of course, my favorite, the fact that Jack, my husband, and my dad all share the same middle name. William. By December, Jack was ready to spend a Christmas with the Lagasas. We weren't sure if he'd be around due to his schedule. My mom and I had to make a last-minute run to the store to get Christmas pajamas. We didn't want him to feel left out. So last minute that the only thing we were able to find was a woman's set of extra large Christmas pajamas with lambs on them. It's not ideal, but I thought it was perfect since his nickname is Mary, after all. Spring rolled around. Jack announced to us he would like to propose to Hannah. We were absolutely elated. Jack took Dad to Moontime. He said, "I'd like to propose to your daughter." Dad said, "She's all yours. Good luck." Later that day, a sleeping laner bug, my mom and myself, met Jack at the jeweler downtown Coeur d'Alene And together, the three of us crafted Hannah's perfect, beautiful engagement ring. Laner gave Uncle Jack some encouraging knucks, and Jack made the biggest purchase of his life up until that point. Since their engagement last summer, our families have spent many weekends, many trips together, and it couldn't be a more perfect fit. We're so incredibly happy for you, Hannah, that you found a wonderful man that's caring and mimics that of his own family. Jack, I want to offer you some advice in your upcoming marriage to Hannah. Number 1, always keep a fully stocked refrigerator full of beverages for the drink goblin, so she can take one sip and never touch it again. Number 2, always make your own plans for a night out, or for the morning after a night out, as Hannah will most definitely need a 3-hour nap. Number 3, never let Hannah burn candles anywhere. Number 4, keep a fire extinguisher in every room. In case you didn't heed my warning, number 3, she's been known to light a mattress or two on fire. Number 5, always make sure Hannah has an escape pod so she can Irish goodbye any social setting.
Weddings are usually exclusively a celebration of love and commitment. While this is true, we tend to forget that weddings are also a recognition of the importance of family. Today, we will witness the coming together of not only Jack and Hannah, but also of their families. We are gathered here on this beautiful day to witness and celebrate the marriage of Jack and Hannah. We come here not to mark the start of a relationship, but to acknowledge and strengthen a bond that already exists. To all their guests, they are happy to share this moment with you. They have known most of you for many years. You've watched them grow up, you've helped raise them, you've supported them through the trials and triumphs in their everyday lives, and you've loved them unconditionally. Because you are the ones that have supported them, and you know them so well, it is only fitting that you are the ones to share this moment with them. Hannah thanks her mother for providing her with every opportunity possible and being the best mother anyone could ask for. Jack appreciates all the love and support his parents have given him over the years. A wedding day is often a day couples miss family members and friends no longer with them. Jack and Hannah hold the memories of these family members and friends dear.
That's brutal.
I might puke.
Yep.
Well, you got your sugar.
That's it. Day
Oh, yeah.
Warm ice.
Is there an extra one hanging around?
Damn. Look beautiful. Ow!
Jack, being your sister is one of the things I'm most proud of in this life. My favorite thing is when I meet someone new and they're like, "You're Jack's sister?" And it's not because they're excited to meet me, it's because they're excited to talk about how great you are. Jack is loyal, considerate, and caring. He's truly the better version of me. I was definitely a protective older sister, and I never thought anyone was worthy of dating my brother until I met Hannah. We're so incredibly fortunate to welcome you into our family, Hannah. From the moment we met you, it was clear you were the missing puzzle piece we needed. I even took it upon myself to add her to our family group chat text without asking Jack mere seconds after meeting her. I can't thank you enough for being everything I could have hoped for my brother and making him the happiest I've ever seen him in my life.
Head over heels over head, over heels, over head. Hannah in the 3rd grade with a helmet on her bike, then up and over the handlebars into a ditch. That really hurt, she observed. Jack in the 8th grade with no helmet on a skateboard, rolling into the half pipe, he hits ice. Life flight? That really hurt. Time moved on, they swiped right, and it's head over heels once more. This time, it doesn't hurt. A first date at Rusty's, along with a head-first approach to life, they discover everything else they have in common. Family, friends, the forest, the Allisons. The lightest, bluest eyes, gazing into the lightest, bluest eyes, glimpsing their future together.
So for those of you that I have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Mark. I am Hannah's brother-in-law. When Hannah and Jack first asked me to officiate their wedding, I couldn't be more honored. But I also couldn't help but think, are you sure? I knew I had a tremendous task in front of me to try and articulate the love, compassion, and connection these two have. How would I be able to reduce this to words? Subsequently, I spent many hours on the golf course right behind you, trying to achieve this task. As time went on, it finally hit me. My hips were outpacing my hands, leaving the club face open, causing a tremendous slice. But after that all sorted out, I started thinking about how it feels as if I'd known Jack forever. And I seemingly can't recall this family without Jack and Hannah being together. Their connection can truly be felt from across the room. Hannah compliments Jack in the best ways, and Jack adores and supports Hannah effortlessly. Well, these two have built a beautiful home together, and I am grateful for the opportunity to watch them continue to build their lives together. Now, Jack and Hannah would like to perform a toast with the Hilbert family wine as a sign of the blending of the families. This wine has been made by our family for the past 40 years, originating with my grandparents in Walla Walla, Washington, and subsequently taken over by my father and Winsong Cellars for the past 15 years. If I could please have Bob, Jane, Mike, and Lynette please join us here for a toast.
Can we use a shot ski?
Jane, please do the honors.
Oh,
Did you cheers? Thank you.
Delicious.
Hopefully you guys can still repeat after me for the most important part of the ceremony. But first, do you, Jack, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in matrimony, to love, to comfort, to honor, and keep her in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, to have and to hold from this day forward?
I do.
Hannah, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love, comfort, honor, and keep him in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, to have and to hold from this day forward?
I do.
Good start.
Great.
Jack and Hannah have chosen to exchange rings with each other as a symbol of their unending love. Do you have the rings? Jack, place the ring on Hannah's finger and please repeat after me. Okay. Hannah,
Hannah,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love.
as a symbol of my love.
I promise to love you today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
Okay. I promise to love you
Today,
today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
always, and forever.
always and forever.
Perfect. Perfect. Hannah, place the ring on Jack's finger and please repeat after me. Jack,
Jackie,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love.
as a symbol of my love.
I promise to love you today,
I promise to love you today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
always, and forever.
always, and forever.
By the authority invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jack, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Jack William Armstrong.
All right, hi everyone. Woo! I'm a little nervous. I'm trying. Okay. So, what a beautiful night, truly. I love celebrating my sister wife and my husband back there. I know we're not technically married, but We kind of are. But also, if you're wondering why there's 2 of everything on the registry, you can blame me, but also thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. Thanks so much. You won't believe this, but Hannah and I actually started off as a forced friendship. We did not want to be friends at all. At all. Our moms thought that we would be best friends. And from a distance, Hannah and I wanted nothing to do with each other. It's mutual. We knew that. So the first time Hannah and I met, we were both 8 years old. And Jane decided to drop Hannah off not for a night, but for a weekend. An entire weekend. Never met her. So I kept thinking, like, how am I going to entertain this girl? And also, am I even going to like her? You know what? It didn't take long to realize that we were actually a match made in heaven, Hannah and I. My mom immediately took us to the grocery store and said, hey, pick out whatever snacks you want. And if you know Hannah and I, that's like hitting the lotto. Woo! Yeah, right. So we bonded over our love of the like easy cheese that you spray on and the Ritz crackers. That's what we chose that night, yeah. So as the years went by, we spent literally weeks with each other at times. Hours on our Nintendo DS, messaging each other in the exact same room, because that was the first time you could message each other. So that was pretty fun. We hid in the pantry and ate like a ton of snacks. We just closed the door and sit in the pantry and eat. We created a bunch of dock dances for all these boaters that passed by. Yeah, it's lucky. And so really not a lot has changed. We still do all of those things. Hannah and I have been through nearly every stage of life together. We've laughed together, we've cried together, we've lived together, we've stolen each other's clothes. We actually have mutual clothes in each other's closets that we know are each other's, but they are mine. Yeah, or mom's, you know, yeah, for sure. And we've spent numerous hours on our living room mattress, hungover together. We just dragged the mattress from one of our bedrooms for the day to be hungover. Or the week, yeah, honestly. We never picked it back up. But I can honestly say, I don't know where I'd be if our 2 moms hadn't brought us together. So thank you, Jane and Jen. We love you. So Jackie. Yeah, hi. If you don't know this, Jack and I went to high school together. Woo! Yeah, right. Go Bulldogs. Okay. And we were in student council together. So you can tell where Sandpoint High School was at the time, because so was Dean and Cody. So, rough crowd, but we made it a fun school. Okay. But what I remember most about Jack is he was always like a little bit crazy. I loved him though, but a lot of bit crazy, and had this huge giant heart of gold. Jack is the person that can make anyone smile, anyone laugh, and he will still do that today. He'll do anything for the people he loves. We love Jack. And honestly, I wish I could say that I had a hand in matching these 2 lovebirds, but they started the way all modern romances do, on a Hinge. Woohoo! When Hannah first told me about Jack on Hinge, I was bummed because I was like, why didn't I think of this? This is a great idea. And obviously I love Jack, so like, all of, making sure I like him too. And then Hannah told me how they started talking. And it was because Jack asked, how do you know the Plasters? So I did match them, just like, a little bit, But naturally, as someone who was vested in Hannah and I's +1, I went on their second date together. We played cornhole, we drank drinks, and I thought, you know what? Hannah, Jack, we could really make a life together. Not much changed after that either, because I really did attend most of their dates. I mean, the 3 of us lived together too. Yeah. We became quite the trio, and our group chat is still called Jack's Special Lady. I'll get a text every day. And I don't know if this is how it's supposed to go, but I've never been the third wheel It's either been Jack or Hannah. When Jack first moved in, it was winter time. So it was Hannah and I living together, and Jack moved in. He's not working a lot. And one day, Jack knows where I'm going with this, I came home a little bit early, and Jack jumped off the couch in a sheer panic. Like, just, he was out of this world. He said, "What are you doing home?" I said, "I didn't realize it was a problem to be home an hour early from work." And then I looked at the TV. Jack was sitting home alone watching a Nicholas Sparks movie. So Jack and I sat down together, finished the movie, and then started another one and waited for Hannah to get home. So it's safe to say Jackie is not as tough as he looks. In all seriousness, though, I love these two more than words can express. Together, they're the most compassionate, supportive, and fun-loving team. I can't be more happy to have two people I can honestly call best friends commit their life to each other. And I can't think of a more perfect match. Cheers to a lifetime of happiness. Jack, Hannah, and of course me. Woo!
Sloom Magoob and Amber. Sloom. Give it up for Sloom. Hunter and Monica. Hunter, Monica, yeah. Jake and Brenna. Jake and Brenna, everybody, yeah. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, look at that, yeah. Dean and Aubrey. Obviously, friends of Bob Lagassa, no helmets. Lucas and Allie. So that's where my caddy went. Okay, I got it. Michael and Kelly. Oh no! Oh yeah! Stealth, very stealth. Cody and Allie! Oh yeah, we know where you got that from. Yeah, get that guy an Uber. Yeah! Mr. and Mrs. Jack William Armstrong!
So it's a little surreal for me being up here. speaking of Jack's wedding, feels like yesterday we were Sagal Hawks, tearing up the old sketchy playground equipment. And we always used to like to build snowboard jumps in Mike and Lynette's backyard, front yard, all of it, tearing up everything around there. It was a good time. So Jack and I have had some pretty epic times together, some wild nights, some gnarly single tracks. There's never a dull moment when you're with Jack, and he's the brother that I got to choose. I didn't get stuck with. So we've had our fair share of oops moments, and most of them were fueled by liquor drinks, but that's just part of the ride. I'm honored to be Jack's best man. I couldn't ask for a better friend to grow up with. And now it's time to talk about Jack's better half. When Jack first introduced us to Hannah, I could tell right away that she was a real deal. She has an infectious personality, and it's just fun being around her. It's really fun. She has a calm demeanor that balances Jack's degeneracy in the best way. Hannah, you're not just the perfect match for Jack, but you've also become a good friend to all of us. Your sense of humor is on point, and you fit right in with the motley crew. Seeing how happy you make Jack, it's clear that, you got a special connection that goes beyond the ordinary. Today's a big day for these two, and I know they're going to be a great team. They'll have each other's backs through thick and thin and make endless great memories along the way. The Armstrongs, I wish you a lifetime of happiness and venture, preferably with Sammy and I tagging along with you. And all right, so here's to you, Jack and Hannah. We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Tonight we're just worried about having fun because we're the wild ones.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know. Where we gonna go? I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me. Don't tell your friends, we'll let them know we're safe later on. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with.
All right, I got a big thank you to everybody who's made it here, especially all of our families who've traveled from far and to come here to this special day. It's, like I said, it's a special place for me. My wife Jane and I, we're lucky enough to raise our daughters Allison and Hannah here. Hayden Lake has been special, and now it's even more special. As a little girl, Hannah was always trying to keep up with her older sister Allie, even though she was mean to her. It seemed that most of Hannah's years between 5 and 7 were at the ER. For some reason or another, Hannah was usually in an arm cast or getting stitches. When Hannah was around 5, she would do cartwheels non-stop. I mean, everywhere you went, cartwheel. She was doing a cartwheel one time off of a wood bench, and she didn't take into account the drop. Well, next thing you know, she comes downstairs holding her arm and it's like screaming, and I'm like, I don't think anything's wrong with it, but we went to the ER and yeah, we cast her up. I think it was 3 times. Is that right, Hannah? 4. Wow. Maybe that was one time I didn't know about. Anyway, let's see. The frequency of these broken arms had the doctors. They separated Jane and I one year because we had like 3 in about a year and a half. They separated Jane and I and Hannah and asked them some questions about Hannah's welfare. I said I told her twice. She didn't listen. When she was 5 or 6 years old, she already knew how to back up a truck and trailer. Well, she had this little electric Jeep that she just drove all around the neighborhood. And actually, I had to replace the wheels on it because she drove it so much. Well, one day she hooked up her wagon to the back of it, and she was towing the kids and dogs and stuff around the neighborhood. And I asked her, I said, how did I say this? I saw her backing up her trailer up the driveway. I'm like, how'd you learn how to do that? And she goes, it's easy. You just turn the opposite way. I mean, she figured it out by herself. By the time Hannah was a junior in high school, she was a pretty legit skier. Every Friday afternoon in the winter, Jane and I would pick up the girls from school and head directly to Schweitzer, where we'd ski every weekend. By high school, Hannah was pushing herself with a few other sporting activities, like motorcycle riding. She wasn't quite as graceful on a motorcycle, as she still has a video on her phone of, I think she wore out the soles of her boots running down the hill, jumping off the bike more than the tires. Hannah has made her mother and I extremely proud in her adult life. At the age of 18, she started her first business, Silverhorn Coffee, which is a successful business and still up and running. And at a couple years later, when Jane was having health issues, Hannah came into the store, after, 10 o'clock in the morning after her morning rush, and she would help out. And that's where she got subjected to her older sister as her assistant. Well, she helped out and eventually within, a short period of time started bossing Allie around. And she sold the business a few years ago, and she's working as an interior designer for the family business, and she does extremely well at it. As you can see, if you've been to her house, if you've seen photos of it, it's pretty, she has a pretty good taste. I need big print because I need glasses. Jack came into Hannah's life at the perfect time, as Hannah was comfortable in her career and her life choices. Jack is everything Hannah needed in a partner. He's extremely funny, he's hardworking, loves dogs, he's an avid hunter, and he loves being in the outdoors. Jack makes Hannah smile and laugh all the time, even when he's sleepwalking. Jack is the perfect man for my daughter. Over the past year, my wife and I have noticed a strong parenting instinct with both Hannah and Jack, how they embrace children like my little grandson, Lane. They've become second parents to Lane, who calls them TT and Dat. I know these two will make great parents when time comes. So Jack and Hannah, here's a couple of words of marriage I'd like to advise you, or words of marriage advice I'd like to pass along. Never go to bed angry at one another. Resolve the issue. Tomorrow's a fresh start. Don't expect your spouse to read your mind. Communicate clearly and often. Work together as partners. And it's good you two are both basically the same age, because when beauty fades, so will your eyesight. All right, since I'll pull this up here. I'd like to raise a toast, raise your glasses to Jack and Hannah Armstrong and their life as husband and wife. Here's to a happy and blessed marriage as Hannah and Jack Armstrong. Cheers!
a big round of applause for Hannah and her father. Now, without missing a beat, would you all welcome Jack and his mother Lynette.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack and Lynette with a little bit of energy across the dance floor and join them.
Yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this. Yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this. Yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. Rock the party non-stop 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 like this. Yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this. Rock the party non-stop like this. Gonna rock the party non-stop like this. Gonna rock the party non-stop like this. Yeah, we rock the party non-stop. Like this. Like this. Stop, stop, not stop, not stop. Like this. Gonna rock the party non-stop like this. Like this.
Rock the party non-stop like this. Rock the party non-stop like this.
So, Hannah, I want you to put your left hand on the table. And Jack, I want you to put your hand on top of hers. And Jack, soak this moment in, because this is the first and time in your marriage, you will have the upper hand. Cheers.
I'm so incredibly proud of the both of you, finding each other in an unexpected time, nourishing your relationship to make it work even through the distance at first, building your dream home together and raising the smallest hellion I've ever met, Lou. I know the both of you will work incredibly hard to maintain your relationship and marriage as the years go by. Through the good and the bad, please know that we are all here for you. Once again, I would like to say thank you to all of your guests here tonight that came here to celebrate. To our families that work so hard to make this day so beautiful. To your bridesmaids and groomsmen that have been there every step of the way. Your support, I know, means the world to them. So with that, let us all please raise our glasses and wish Hannah and Jack a happy marriage full of health and happiness. To Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong.